Alright guys, we are back for the HD pregame show now. We just finished Game 2 between NonY and Nazgul, and the series is actually tied up 1-1. That is right. And somehow, Nazgul actually just making a push with mass sentries, and there was nothing really NonY could do. Nazgul got a slightly earlier expansion. He had it saturated when he made the push out, and so that allowed him to have enough income to continually warp in more units, and his mass sentry push completely dominated NonY on his front ramp. The force fields were just absolutely beautiful. So that came down a lot to micro, and so Nazgul took game number 2, NonY choosing the next map for game number 3, and so without further ado, we are going to go ahead and move on to that game. Make sure to check out our sponsor, however, that is iRip. Go to Google and check out the application.
Hello world, this is HD and I am here joined by Husky. This is going to be the round of 8 HDH Invitational. We do have NonY versus Nazgul, Protoss versus Protoss, and it is the final set between the two players as they are both tied 1-1, and it looks like NonY, losing the last battle, has chosen the map Kulos Ravine, which is one of the larger maps in the entire StarCraft 2 beta map pool right now. Now I do want to mention our sponsor, iRip. Make sure to go check out their program application. It is, just go to Google and type in iRip. Make sure to show your support. Definitely an awesome website who has helped make this tournament what it is today. So without that, past that, we're actually going to go ahead and give the mic to Husky.
What is going on, guys? Yes, we're going to see if NonY can put the cool back in Kulos Ravine. Badoonch. I've been waiting to use that joke forever, but no one actually chose Kulos Ravine. But anyways, I mean, both players got to be feeling okay. I mean, they've both won one game. I don't expect to see any sort of proxies on this map. It's kind of hard to hide because you really have to put them in the center, and people scout through the center quite a bit. You can't put them on the high ground. And also, after those nail-biting games last time, I think they're probably going to want to play standard. We saw Dark Templars in game number 1, and we saw just good macro play there in game number 2, and so I expect to see similar here as this game progresses. But I don't know, man, it's anyone's game at this point. Both players so extremely strong right now, and we know for a fact that NonY has been busy, but I'm sure he practiced for this very, very well. We saw that in game number 1. He had a brilliant build order, but Nazgul very strong, so I don't know what to expect. It's anyone's game right now.
Yeah, it's important to note right now that NonY has actually gotten a very fast gateway as well as gotten the gas extremely quickly. He's also saving his chrono boost for an early Zealot. So he's going for some early aggression here, and he's also got the cybernetics core going down right away as well, and now actually chrono boosting the probe. So now he's got me a little bit confused, because I was going to say, you know, early Zealot isn't that great on this map, especially if you don't even know where your opponent's spawn position is. And it's also important to note that he hasn't walled in, whereas Nazgul has actually decided to wall in with the pylon and gateway, making this very, very narrow choke for Zealots and offensive forces to make their way into Nazgul's base. And Nazgul now going for a second geyser, also get his own, got his own cybernetics core going up as well.
From the posts I've read of NonY, I'm pretty sure I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but he does like to get these early gateways in a lot of matchups. I've seen him get the gateways much earlier than other players. He is just comfortable with that, and he is actually going to be chrono boosting out that first Stalker. While, yeah, getting the first Stalker is actually really good for killing that scouting probe, denying scouting, because a Zealot, man, he'll chase a probe down all day, not actually make anything happen whatsoever. There goes the second gateway on the way right now, while it looks like Nazgul, since he does have the double gas, going to be going for a tech build once again, and he is also chrono boosting out his own Stalker. So as you can see, the Stalker out a little bit earlier here for NonY, and that's going to allow him to deny the scouting or put on a little bit of pressure. I'm really curious to see what he can make happen with this first Stalker.
Now, I really like NonY's build here, going for this early Stalker, because it was able to deny that scouting probe. He knew that this is a 4-player map, and there's a good chance that the probe was going to come into his base at that timing. So he got the Stalker out, immediately denied the scout, and now he's throwing down a proxy pylon across the map, and it looks like he's got Warp Gate being researched as well. He might just do some kind of a 2-gate Warp Gate push right here, and just warp in units into the middle of the map and go for the kill on Nazgul. Nazgul's got to be worried, because that scouting probe, I don't don't think he saw the cybernetics core. Yeah, he doesn't see the cybernetics core. He doesn't know that Warp Gate is on the way right now, and so he should know that, you know, there's some early pressure coming towards him because of that early stalker, but he doesn't know about the proxy pylons, and I think this is a bad position. And meanwhile, Nazgul is actually getting an early Twilight Council, but he's not throwing up a Dark Templar or the Dark Shrine, so I thought he might have thrown up a Dark Shrine right there, but it looks like he's not going to, so this is very interesting. Both players look like they're going to be clashing in the next couple of minutes.
I really think what Nazgul is going to try and do is research Blink, which actually he just started it there, and so I was going to say that because he is getting Mass Stalker on the way right now, and so pretty much he is going to be down in army but up in tech, but right now this is going to be a crucial time for NonY to attack. We see this so often in Protoss versus Protoss where one goes for a basic army, one person goes for tech, and then there's an early push from the army person to see if it's going to work. So he's just getting all Stalker right now. This is definitely interesting. Not a single Zealot in there, so it's going to happen right now. I don't even know if Blink is going to be done in time.
Oh, this is really bad for Nazgul because NonY's actually got a slight army advantage, about 2 or 3 more Stalkers, and he's actually microing his way into Nazgul's base, and unfortunately this choke is not narrow enough to block off the Stalkers. Now Probe's forced to pull off the line to deal with these Stalkers, and a lot of Probes going down right now as there's only 2 for Nazgul. Nazgul desperately trying to warp in some more, and meanwhile just Probes not mining, Probes going down. That's not what the Probes should be doing. That is not their call of duty, and NonY is just thrashing through Nazgul's base as he's just microing so beautifully, dancing around here and continuing to kill off Nazgul Stalkers. 2 more Stalkers on the way from the proxy pylon, 2 more also warping in as well, and I think this might be GG for Nazgul.
This came down to the fact that Nazgul got his blink so early, it delayed his Stalkers that he needed. If he would have went the same build, he would have been fine, but it looks like Liquid Nazgul is going to tap out, so NonY is going to advance to the round of 4, and you gotta remember, top 3 get a prize, so NonY has a very high chance of walking away with a minimum of $450 right now at this stage of the tournament. So that is going to be that. We're going to not spoil the last series. We made that mistake last time. We do apologize by talking about it. But thank you for everyone for tuning in. Follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/HDStarcraft, youtube.com/HuskyStarcraft. And HD, before I finish out this video, do you have any closing words?
A 3-gate Stalker push from NonY. I've never seen that, so that was used very effectively. NonY obviously practicing very well for his Protoss versus Protoss matchups. And so closing out, we do want to thank you guys for tuning in to the round of 8 of the HDH Invitational. Next up is the round of 4, and like Husky said, we don't want to spoil the matchups, but suffice to say there are some epic round of 4 matchups. So definitely stay tuned and be on the lookout for those games. Thanks a lot, guys.